Welcome back, UPSC aspirants. It's February 1st, 2025.
And we're diving right back into some crucial current affairs.
That could make all the difference in your exam prep.
Ready for part 2 of our February 1st deep dive into current affairs.
Absolutely.
Today, we're tackling some fascinating science and tech breakthroughs
Alongside key international developments.
that could pop up in your exam.
Sounds good. All right, let's unpack this.
First off, a new study is raising serious concerns about declining genetic diversity.
It's not just about endangered species anymore.
Right.
Even common ones are losing the genetic variation they need
To
adapt and thrive.
What's fascinating here is that it's like a ripple effect.
Okay.
Think about the Irish potato famine in the 1840s.
Oh, yeah.
A single disease wiped out potato crops across Ireland.
Wow.
Because of their lack of genetic diversity,
Right?
it had devastating consequences,
Yeah.
leading to widespread famine and emigration.
Wow, that's a stark reminder of what's at stake.
Exactly. And with this new study showing that two-thirds
Two-thirds.
of animal, plant, and fungi populations
Okay.
have experienced a decline in genetic diversity
Over the past
over the past 3 decades.
3 decades. Wow.
It raises questions about the future of our ecosystems.
So it's not just about individual species disappearing.
No.
It's about the potential collapse of entire ecosystems.
Yeah.
What are the chances of a similar scenario playing out today with other staple crops?
It's a question worth considering.
Right.
This study found that even species considered common
Thomas.
are showing signs of decline.
Oh.
The loss of genetic diversity makes them vulnerable
Vulnerable to...
to disease, climate change, and other environmental pressures.
It's a wake-up call that we need to pay attention to even the seemingly abundant species.
Exactly.
It sounds like we're playing a risky game of Jenga
Jenga.
with that planet.
Yeah.
But the study did mention some conservation efforts, right?
Yes, there are initiatives
Okay.
focused on habitat restoration, captive breeding programs, and even exploring new genetic technologies to try and reverse this trend.
So reversing the trend.
Yeah, but the key is understanding the interconnectedness
Okay.
of ecosystems.
Right.
Protecting one species often benefits many others,
So it's like a
creating a ripple effect of positive change.
chain reaction almost.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a complex challenge with no easy solutions, but it's clear
But it is clear.
that we need to act decisively to protect the incredible biodiversity of our planet.
Absolutely. Now let's shift gears from the delicate balance of nature
Okay.
to a groundbreaking achievement in the world of science.
Ooh, I like this.
China's experimental advanced superconducting tokamak,
Okay.
or EAST, has just hit a major milestone.
What have they done?
They've managed to sustain a plasma fusion reaction for over 1,000 seconds
And 1,000 seconds.
at a mind-boggling 100 million degrees Celsius.
That's over 16 minutes.
It is?
And 100 million degrees.
It is incredible, isn't it?
That's hotter than the core of the sun.
This achievement has generated a lot of excitement in the scientific community.
You mentioned that EAST is a tokamak reactor.
Yes.
How does this type of reactor differ from others?
Well, tokamak reactors use magnetic fields
Okay.
to confine the superheated plasma,
Okay.
allowing the fusion reaction to occur.
Interesting.
It's a complex process that requires incredibly precise control
Wow.
and massive amounts of energy.
So China's achievement with EAST is a significant step forward, but are there still challenges to overcome?
Yes, there are still challenges to overcome,
Like what?
such as maintaining stability
Okay.
over longer periods
Right.
and scaling up the technology to a commercially viable level.
Commercially viable level.
Yeah.
And how could fusion potentially impact India's energy security?
The potential of fusion is huge.
Yeah.
Imagine a future
Okay.
where we can generate clean, safe, and nearly limitless energy.
Wow.
It could revolutionize not just India's energy landscape,
Right.
but the entire world's. It would reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and help us combat climate change.
It sounds like this could really be a game changer,
It could.
especially for a country with such a rapidly growing energy demand.
Of course, we're not there yet.
Right.
But China's progress with EAST is a promising sign
Yeah.
that we're moving in the right direction.
It's definitely something to watch closely. While China is making strides in fusion, India is focusing its energy on another powerful force,
Which is?
artificial intelligence.
Oh, yes.
The government is pushing for an indigenous AI model.
Yes. India is aiming to become a global leader in AI
Yeah,
with its own indigenous AI model.
that could rival global giants.
What's particularly interesting is
Yeah.
that it's being designed
Okay.
with cost-effectiveness in mind.
Oh, that's good.
They're aiming for less than 100 rupees per hour
Per hour.
of computation time,
Okay.
which is significantly lower than the cost
Yeah.
of using global AI models.
That's a huge advantage, especially for a country like India, where accessibility is key.
Mm.
What specific applications is this AI model being developed for?
The applications are vast,
Okay.
from personalized healthcare solutions
Right.
to boosting agricultural efficiency
Okay.
and even tackling climate change.
Wow, that's a huge range.
Right.
Could you give us some examples of how it could be used to address India's unique challenges?
For example, imagine an AI-powered system
Okay.
that can analyze vast amounts of data
Uh-huh.
to predict and mitigate the effects of droughts or floods.
Okay, so like a preventative measure.
Exactly, or an AI-driven platform
Okay.
that can provide personalized learning experiences for students
Students.
in remote areas, bridging the digital divide.
That's really interesting, like bringing education to
Bridging the gap.
areas where it's not as accessible.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. It sounds like this AI model could have a transformative impact
It could.
on practically every sector of Indian society.
Indeed, the possibilities are truly vast,
Yeah.
and it's an area where India has the potential.
The potential.
Just to catch up,
But surpass.
but surpass global leaders.
It's definitely an exciting development to keep an eye on.
It is.
But while India is focused on building its AI prowess, there are some pressing global issues that demand our attention.
What are those?
Let's turn our focus now to the unsung heroes
Okay.
who work tirelessly to maintain peace and security around the world. The UN peacekeepers.
The Blue Helmets, as they're known,
Yes, the blue helmets.
play a vital role
Vital role.
in conflict resolution,
Right.
humanitarian assistance,
Yeah.
and promoting peace.
But they're facing increasingly complex challenges in today's world.
They are.
What are some of the specific challenges that UN peacekeepers are grappling with today?
Well, for starters, the nature of conflicts is evolving.
Okay.
We're seeing more intrastate conflicts.
So it's not just about separating warring nations anymore.
Not at all. Peacekeepers are increasingly finding themselves in situations
Right,
where
Kyle.
they need to navigate complex political landscapes, protect civilians from violence.
It sounds like a tremendously demanding and often thankless job, but it's clear that their work is more important than ever in a world grappling with so much conflict and instability.
Absolutely. Their commitment to peace and security is truly commendable.
Speaking of global hotspots, let's move on to a region
Okay.
where tensions have been simmering for years, the South China Sea.
Oh, yes.
The Philippines has just made an interesting proposition.
Okay, what's that?
They've offered to remove a U.S. missile system from their territory
Oh.
if China agrees to de-escalate its actions in the disputed waters.
This is a significant development.
The South China Sea has long been a focal point of geopolitical friction,
It has.
with various countries, including China and the Philippines, asserting overlapping claims to its waters and resources.
And this new proposition.
The Philippines' offer seems like a delicate balancing act,
Yeah.
trying to appease China
Uh-huh.
while also maintaining their own security interests. Do you think this move could lead to a genuine de-escalation of tensions in the region?
It's certainly a move worth watching closely.
Right.
The South China Sea is a complex geopolitical chessboard,
Yeah.
and any shift in strategy by one player can have far-reaching consequences.
It's a reminder that diplomacy and strategic maneuvering are often just as important as military might in resolving international disputes.
Indeed.
And amidst all this geopolitical maneuvering, there is some good news to celebrate.
Oh, good. What's that?
Guinea has successfully eliminated the Gambian's form of sleeping sickness.
That's a remarkable achievement.
It is what made this victory possible. And are there lessons that other countries facing similar challenges can learn from Guinea's success?
Guinea's success was the result of a sustained, multi-pronged effort
All right.
involving early detection treatment
Okay.
and vector control measures, along with strong community engagement.
Oh, wow. So it was a community effort.
It was.
So they really came together.
Yeah, and their success offers valuable lessons
Oh,
for other countries battling elected tropical diseases.
It's a testament to the power of collaboration and a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, progress is possible.
Absolutely. Now let's delve into another interesting incident. Let's shift our attention now to a different kind of security concern, one that's playing out in the digital realm. India is facing a growing threat from cyber attacks, with government agencies and critical infrastructure increasingly becoming targets.
Cyber attacks. This sounds serious. Can you elaborate on the nature of these attacks and their potential impact?
You're right to be concerned.
What kind of vulnerabilities are we talking about?
These attacks can range from data breaches and denial of service attacks
Okay.
to more sophisticated attempts to disrupt essential services, power grids, or financial systems.
Wow.
The potential impact on national security and economic stability is enormous.
So what steps are being taken to strengthen India's cyber defenses?
The government is taking this threat very seriously
Okay.
and is investing in strengthening its cyber infrastructure, enhancing surveillance capabilities, and promoting awareness about cybersecurity best practices.
So it's a multi-pronged approach involving technology policy and public awareness.
Exactly.
It sounds like a constant game of cat and mouse as attackers become more sophisticated and defenses need to adapt.
Precisely. Cybersecurity is a dynamic field.
Right.
And staying ahead of the curve is crucial.
Well, it's moved from the digital world to the physical realm, where a recent incident has raised concerns about maritime safety and environmental protection. A Russian nuclear-powered vessel collided with a cargo ship in the Kara Sea.
Yes. This incident, while thankfully not resulting in any major damage or environmental concerns, has highlighted the growing risks associated with increased traffic in Arctic waters.
So this is connected to climate change, right?
In a way, yes.
Okay.
As melting ice opens up new shipping routes and resource exploration opportunities.
So it's connected to climate change and the geopolitical implications of a thawing Arctic.
Precisely.
Some fascinating,
increased activity in this fragile region,
yet worrying at the same time,
raises concerns about environmental risks and the potential for accidents, as this incident demonstrates.
It's a reminder that even seemingly remote corners of the world are becoming increasingly interconnected and impacted by global trends. Speaking of interconnectedness, let's turn our attention to India's Market Infrastructure Institutions, or MIIs. For those who might not be familiar, could you briefly explain what MIIs are and why they're so important?
MIIs are the backbone of the Indian securities market.
Okay.
They include stock exchanges, depositories, and clearing corporations.
Oh, essentially.
They provide the infrastructure that facilitates trading, settlement, and safekeeping of securities.
They ensure the smooth and efficient functioning of the stock market.
Exactly.
What's been happening in the news regarding MIIs?
Recently, SEBI, the regulatory body for the securities market, has issued new guidelines for evaluating the performance of MIIs and their statutory committees.
So what's the rationale behind these new guidelines? What specific aspects of MIIs are they targeting, and how will these guidelines impact the overall functioning of the securities market?
These guidelines aim to enhance transparency, accountability, and governance within these institutions.
Okay.
They mandate that MIIs must appoint an independent external agency.
Okay, an external agency.
To assess their performance and functioning every 3 years.
So it's like a regular checkup to ensure these institutions are operating efficiently and ethically.
You could say that.
Speaking of regulations and oversight, let's move on to another interesting development, this time in the telecom sector. There seems to be an ongoing struggle between TRAI, the telecom regulator, and some telecom companies over the issue of spam calls and messages.
You're right, it's a persistent problem.
So TRAI was cracking down on the spammers, but what happened next?
TRAI had imposed penalties on telecom companies for failing to effectively curb these unsolicited calls and messages.
Right.
But the telecom companies have appealed against these penalties.
Oh, so it's going back and forth.
It is.
So it's a battle of wills between the regulator trying to protect consumers from these annoying intrusions and the telecom companies trying to protect their bottom line.
Yeah.
What are the arguments on both sides of this debate, and what are the potential implications for consumers?
TRAI argues that these spam calls and messages are a nuisance for consumers.
Yeah.
And that telecom companies have a responsibility to implement effective measures to prevent them.
Makes sense.
The telecom companies, on the other hand, argue that they're doing their best to combat spam, but that it's a complex issue with no easy solutions.
Oh, so they're saying that their hands are tied a bit?
They claim that some of the penalties imposed by TRAI are excessive and unfair.
It sounds like a classic regulatory dilemma, trying to strike a balance between consumer protection and business interest. Now let's switch gears from the world of annoying spam calls to the exciting realm of digital payments, which has transformed how we transact in India. The Reserve Bank of India has even developed a special index, the RBI DPI, to track this digital revolution?
The RBI DPI, or Reserve Bank of India Digital Payments Index,
Right.
captures the extent of digitization in payment systems
Okay.
and measures the adoption of online transactions across the country.
So it's like a barometer for how digitally savvy India is becoming.
Exactly. It's designed to provide a comprehensive picture of the digital payments landscape.
What are some of the key trends and challenges that have emerged from the latest RBI DPI report? What does it tell us about the future of digital payments in India?
The report shows a steady increase in digital payments adoption
Okay, steady increase.
across all segments, from urban areas to rural villages.
So it's reaching everyone.
It is.
That's good.
It highlights the success of government initiatives like UPI in promoting digital financial inclusion.
It's encouraging to see how technology is bridging the gap and empowering people, especially in rural areas.
It is.
Now, before we move on to a remarkable feat of human endurance and adventure, I want to touch upon another development in the world of finance. The government has been emphasizing financial literacy as a key pillar of economic empowerment.
That's right. Financial literacy is crucial for individuals to make informed financial decisions,
Yeah.
manage their money wisely, and build a secure future.
It's an investment in the future, empowering individuals to take control of their financial well-being.
It is. The government has launched various programs to promote financial literacy, especially among youth and women.
Speaking of empowering individuals, let's take a moment to celebrate the remarkable achievement of 2 Indian Navy officers who are currently undertaking an ambitious circumnavigation of the globe. Their journey, part of the Navika Sagar Parikrama II mission, has captured the imagination of the nation.
These 2 courageous women are sailing aboard the INSV Tarini,
Yeah.
an Indian-built sailing vessel. They recently passed through Point Nemo, the point in the ocean farthest from land.
Wow, sailing around the world is an incredible feat in itself. But passing through Point Nemo adds another layer of awe to their journey.
It does.
It's a testament to their resilient seamanship and the indomitable spirit of exploration.
Absolutely. It's an inspiration to us all.
Now, let's shift our focus from the vast expanse of the ocean to a matter of great legal significance in India.
The Supreme Court of India has made a significant ruling
Regarding
regarding the appointment of ad hoc judges to high courts.
this sounds important.
This ruling could have far-reaching implications for addressing the persistent issue of judicial vacancies.
Can you give us some background on the issue of ad hoc judges
Sure.
and what prompted this recent Supreme Court ruling?
Ad hoc judges are retired high court judges who are appointed on a temporary basis
Right.
to help clear backlogs
Okay, to help.
and ensure the smooth functioning of the judiciary.
So like extra help.
Yeah, previously there was a restriction on their appointment. Ad hoc judges could only be appointed
Right.
if the number of judicial vacancies in a high court exceeded 20%
20%.
of its sanctioned strength.
Right.
The Supreme Court has now relaxed this condition,
So this means
giving high courts more flexibility to appoint ad hoc judges.
So this is a positive step towards tackling the backlog of cases that has plagued the Indian judicial system for years.
Absolutely.
What are the potential benefits and challenges associated with this move?
By allowing high courts to appoint ad hoc judges more readily,
Yeah.
the Supreme Court aims to expedite justice delivery and reduce the burden on existing judges.
So it's trying to streamline things a bit.
It's a move towards ensuring timely and efficient dispensation of justice.
Could this lead to a more efficient and responsive judiciary?
It could.
It's definitely a development that could bring much-needed relief to litigants who often face long delays in their cases.
Yeah, but it also raises questions about the selection process for ad hoc judges and the potential for bias.
Right, because if they're coming in
Exactly.
to sort of fill these gaps, we want to make sure that they're the right people for the job.
Transparency and fairness in the appointment process will be crucial to ensure the integrity and credibility of the judiciary.
It all comes down to trust.
It does.
This Supreme Court ruling underscores the ongoing efforts to reform and strengthen the Indian judicial system.
It reflects a commitment to improving access to justice and ensuring the timely resolution of disputes.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from cybersecurity threats to the delicate balance of development and sustainability in the Arctic, from the intricacies of financial regulations to the remarkable achievements of Indian explorers. It's been an insightful journey through the complexities of current affairs.
It has.
It's been a whirlwind of information, but it's crucial for aspiring civil servants to stay abreast of these developments.
It is.
Remember, understanding the why behind the news is as crucial as knowing the what.
Exactly.
So delve deeper into these topics, analyze their significance, and consider their potential implications.
Don't just passively absorb information, engage with it critically.
Right?
Think about the connections between seemingly disparate events and how they shape the world around us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the key to success in the UPSC exam, and more importantly, to becoming an informed and engaged citizen. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the day's most crucial current affairs. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to stay ahead of the curve in your UPSC journey. We'll be back tomorrow with a fresh perspective on the ever-evolving world of current affairs. Until then, happy studying and stay curious.